What changed in 2025? If you use a power of attorney to buy or sell property, or advise clients who do, stop scrolling. In 2025, the Supreme Court clarified two huge points. 1. What the word irrevocable actually means in a POA, and 2. Whether an agent who signs a sale deed can present it for registration without an authenticated POA. Let's unpack both, with dates, benches, issues, arguments, and what this means for your next deal. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Legal Information Law Insights. I am Advocate Mukund Mahajan. In this video, I will break down Indian property and contract law in plain English. Today's video covers MS Ananthamurthy vs J. Manjula, 27th February 2025, and G. Kalawathi Bai vs G. Shashikala, 15th July 2025, both from the Supreme Court of India. Part 1, Case 1, MS Ananthamurthy and Anra vs. J. Manjula etc., 27th February 2025. A. Court, Bench and Date. Court, Supreme Court of India. Bench, Justice J.B. Pardiwala and Justice R. Mahadevan. Decision date, 27th February 2025. Neutral citation, 2025 INSC 273. B. Facts in nutshell. Two sides claimed rights over the same Bangalore property. There was an irrevocable, general POA and an unregistered agreement to sell in the background. Multiple suits, including injunction suits, had bounced through the courts. The big questions: does irrevocable really make the POA bulletproof, and can such documents by themselves transfer title? C. Issues framed by the court. From the judgment's issues for consideration, the court tackled, paraphrased. 1. Does an irrevocable label make a POA truly irrevocable? 2. Does an unregistered agreement to sell POA transfer any right, title or interest in immovable property? 3. When do findings in a past injunction suit operate as res judicata on title issues later? D. Arguments, appellants, buyer's side. The POA was described as irrevocable, so the agent's acts, including sale and possession, should bind the principals. Prior litigation and possession-related findings should favor them. They leaned on agency principles and older precedents to say the POA plus conduct is equal to effective transfer priority. E. Arguments, respondents, owner's side. Mere use of the word irrevocable doesn't create an interest coupled with the agency under the Contract Act. You have to see the instrument. Unregistered agreements to sell don't transfer title. At most, they ground a suit for specific performance, not ownership. Past injunction findings on possession don't conclusively decide title, so no res judicata against a proper title suit. F. Court's observations, the law on POA and title. A POA stems from agency under the Contract Act and the Powers of Attorney Act. Calling it irrevocable does not automatically make it so. The POA must show a separate, independent interest of the agent in the property, an agency, coupled with interest, to be truly irrevocable. Otherwise, it's revocable and terminates on death, insolvency, etc. Unregistered agreement to sell is not equal to conveyance. It does not transfer title by itself, at most it gives a right to seek specific performance. The court reaffirmed this long-standing rule. On res judicata, findings on title in a pure injunction suit, where title wasn't directly in issue or necessary to decide, are incidental collateral and won't operate as res judicata in a later comprehensive title suit. G. Final decision. The Supreme Court dismissed the appeals, emphasizing that the label irrevocable is not decisive. The instrument must disclose a real, coupled interest to be non-revocable. It reiterated that no title passes via an unregistered agreement to sell POA. Parties must seek specific performance to conclude a transfer. H. Practical takeaways. Writing irrevocable on a POA doesn't make it irrevocable. Prove interest coupled with agency, or it's revocable. Don't rely on POA plus unregistered ATS to claim ownership. You still need a registered conveyance or a decree of specific performance followed by proper conveyance. Injunction suits are about possession, not necessarily title. Title must be litigated in the right kind of suit. Part 2, Case 2, G. Kalawathi Bai, D. per LRs vs. G. Shashikala, D. per LRs, 15th July 2025. A. Court, Bench and Date. Court, Supreme Court of India. Bench, Justice Sanjay Kumar and Justice K.V. Viswanathan. Decision date, 15th July 2025. Neutral citation, 2025 INSC 851. Important, this is an order of reference to a larger bench due to a conflict with an earlier Supreme Court ruling, Rajni Tandon, 2009. B. Background and why this matters. The case challenged an irrevocable general POA, 1990, and 3 sale deeds executed by the attorney in favor of his wife. A key dispute: what must a registrar check when an agent signs and presents a sale deed? The court revisited sections 32 to 35 of the Registration Act, 1908 and AP registration rules to test authentication requirements for POA-based conveyances. C. Precise issues the bench flagged. The court contrasted to routes under section 32. 32. A person executing may present for registration, and 32. C. Agent duly authorized by power of attorney executed and authenticated may present. Key conflict: if an agent signs the sale deed on behalf of the principal and also presents it, is he the person executing? 32. A. Meaning no authentication requirement, or is he still an agent under 32. C. Meaning authentication under section 33 is mandatory? D. What Rajni Tandon, 2009, held, and why it's being reconsidered. In Rajni Tandon vs. Dulal Ranjan Ghosh Dastidar, 2009, a coordinate bench said, when a POA holder executes the sale deed and presents it, he is, for the registration office, the actual executant, so section 32A applies and section 33 authentication isn't needed. The 2025 bench in Kalawathi Bai disagreed. Merely signing, on behalf of, the principal doesn't convert the agent into the executant in his own right. He remains an agent, so section 32C plus section 33 authentication and section 34 to 35 inquiries do apply. Because of this direct conflict, the matter is referred to a larger bench. E. Court's observations. Registration Act scheme matters. The registrar must verify identity and, where a person appears as agent, must be satisfied about the right to so appear. This is where authentication of the POA becomes central. Sections 32 to 35, AP Rules 49 to 55, Rule 53 says a registered POA is still invalid for registration purposes unless authenticated. Label versus substance. Naming principals as executants in the sale deed while an agent signs on their behalf keeps the signer within section 32C as agent, not principal. Hence, authentication checks cannot be bypassed. F. Where things stand, the operative order. The bench has not finally decided the legal position. It has referred the conflict to a larger bench for an authoritative ruling and asked for expeditious listing. Until the larger bench decides, uncertainty remains on whether Rajni Tandon is good law or will be overruled limited. G. Practical takeaways. If a POA holder is executing and presenting sale deeds, play it safe, ensure the POA is properly executed and authenticated per Section 33 and applicable state registration rules, and expect registrars to demand it. Due diligence. Buyers should verify the POA's authentication and the registrar's endorsement contemporaneous with the sale deed. Watch for the larger bench ruling. It could tighten or clarify compliance for POA-based transfers. 1. Ananthamurthy, 27 February 2025. Irrevocable, POA isn't magic, must show an independent interest to be truly irrevocable. Unregistered agreements. POAs don't pass title, seek specific performance and a registered conveyance. Past injunction findings on title don't bar a later title suit. Kalawathi Bai, 15th July 2025. Bench disagreed with Rajni Tandon, 2009, on whether an agent becomes the person executing for registration. Referred to larger bench, meanwhile, assume authentication is required when an agent executes presence. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it informative, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for more legal insights. I will meet you in the next video soon. Jai Hind!